Hello, everybody. My name is Kendall, and I am so excited to share some information with you today. Just talking about basically what's been going on this past week, with the coronavirus and the massive panic and the media. And I had a friend of mine because I told her, I said that 331 billion of the 500 richest people lost $331 billion. And so she asked me, okay, so what does that mean for us? And so I gave her a short explanation, but then after a while, I actually took the time to really, the next 2 days, brainstorm of what this actually really means and how, because they lost money, how it affects us. So we'll get started here. We'll talk about the bull market. Now, I'm not a financial expert, but a bull market is basically, right, it's a financial market condition in which the prices are expected to increase or they rise. And so with this bull market after this coronavirus, it's been the biggest loss in 8 years. And now it started at $61 trillion. Guess how now? I know it's kind of a bad depiction. Now it didn't drop down 331 billion. They lost that, but the stock, not the stock, but the bull market dropped. How long it took them to drop after then taking over a decade of soaring markets and cheap money? Just 4 days. Just 4 days. And so with those 4 days, now you're probably thinking, okay, Kendall, how does the bull market affect the virus? What does that correlation? What does that have to do with anything? So the virus, the purpose of a virus is to do what? To attract to a cell to replicate its ribonucleic acid. Well, the part of our body, what we're made is we have T cells, and so our T cells are immune systems, or you have cytokines, and so what they do is they go around the body to attack the virus. Now, here's the unfortunate thing: we have a cytokine storm. And so what that means is sometimes it's an overproduction, right? Because too much of anything is bad. And so they're producing all these types of T cells that gives the virus more chances to go in and infect them. And so what happens is through our bodies of attacking the virus, well, unfortunately, what we do is we break down healthy tissue. So some of these cells also go as well. And so now, with some people who end up having this virus, or even just their medical standards, some of them either their lungs are filled with fluid and they're gasping for air because now T cells are used because the virus is attacking the body. So now, again, going back to you say, okay, Kendall, you explain the virus and how it attacks the body in the bull market, but again, how are you making that correlation to how that affects us? Perfect. So we talk about with our immune system. Our immune system is the physical parts in our body that enables us to fight different diseases. Well, so also with the economy, they have a defense, right, of a global economy. And so, where the coronavirus is a physical one, the after effects of what happened with the physical virus is known as the virtual virus. And so, here's the thing that's unfortunate though. We have an all out effort to battle the coronavirus by trying to quarantine ourselves. But here's what most people don't realize: with us doing that, you're causing more harm to global growth than the actual disease itself. Right? The coronavirus does not care that it's destroying the economy. It is already, or it's going to. And so, for examples of what we're already doing, we're quarantining right ourselves in our room. Not me, because I have to travel around. I like stuff to do. Travel, resist travels. Businesses and schools are closing down, and we have people who are volunteering to do self protection measures. And so, what happens is through that process is now you cause chaos in your daily routine. So here's my correlation to answer my friend's question exactly. Okay, so how does 331 billion dollars that the 500 richest people on the planet lost, how does that affect us? Well, they have the money. Even though they lost money, they still have money. Here's what we don't have. Now our daily routines are messed up because most people live in fear, which also affected the bull market in two ways. For one, the plunging oil prices, and fear is what cost them to lose that $331 billion after this virus. And so giving you a lesson of, look, here's the reality. Even though they lost money, they're not happy that they lost billions of dollars. They're going to find a way to take that money from us, despite us doing all this. So then you think, okay, so what thing can we learn? So we can do a financial lesson back in the 2008 financial crash on how the rich were able to get out of that. So the purpose of what them doing of the financial crash, they are bailing out national banks. They were failing by miserably failing. So here's what I call a rally of what they were doing. So these rich people were buying their own companies, right? They own the companies. So I'm sorry, they had their own companies. They were buying shares, all their shares, as much as they can at super low interest rates. And so what the Federal Reserve was doing was helping these people by establishing bonds. And with those bonds, they're producing by giving to different investors who are ready to invest back into the company and do the same thing over and over again. So with this, there's a flow. There's a circulation of money. The problem with us right now, with us doing this, we're defeating global harm, is because we're literally stopping us from doing things. So yes, the $1 billion they lost money, they still have money. We're now affected in our daily routine because now we're not comfortable doing the same thing. So with this rally in a decade, they produced over $28 trillion in U.S. equities. Spelled equities wrong here. So, with that being said, and here's the two companies that produced $1 trillion. As you well know, Apple and Amazon. Because of this rally, they were able to not only get out of the financial crash, they were also able to produce at this route the $6.1 trillion as of February, just last month. And now a month later, they lost over a quarter of that. A little bit over a quarter of that in literally a span of one day. And so with that being said, the reason why I put this out there is because this is very informational. I want people to know because this is what the media is not going to tell you. Yes, the billionaires lost money, but now as we can see every day, it now affects their life because now we have no flow. They're going to have this flow. They're going to continue to do this. So the reason why I love doing this is because I want this to share, right? So if you guys love this video or love the content I produce and want me to do more, feel free to share, like the video, and tell other people about it because this is what more people to know. And remember, this is only temporary. It's not going to be done forever. We will get through this. God bless you guys. I will see you guys around. Bye.